to another presentation of Under the Macroscope. Today, I want us to take a closer look at the powerful Obama legacy. The state of North Carolina has just reached an incredible milestone. Democrats and Republicans just worked together to expand Medicaid. The first part of this milestone is the fact that Democrats and Republicans worked together for the benefit of the people that they were elected to serve, reiterating the point that I made in a previous post that there are 5 political factions in this country. First, there are Democrats and Republicans who really do love God and country. It's not so much that they have different goals for America. They simply have different ideas about how those goals should be met. At the end of the day, common sense brings them to the table of reason, and the greater good prevails. Then there are 2 others. There are Slimocrats who pose as Democrats. They are slim on guts and brains. The 4th group I call repugnants because they are so repugnant there is no other name for them. They pose as Republicans. And the 5th and final group I call the zombies. They don't really identify with anyone but themselves occasionally. They amble about showing what appears to be some semblance of life, but they suck the life out of everyone else but do nothing for the greater good. They're like leeches who attach themselves to somewhat of a reluctant host and suck their blood until they get their fill. Putin and his imps love the zombies. The second part of this milestone for North Carolina shouts out loud that the Obama legacy still lives and is growing by way of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, which was signed into law in 2010. Obamacare, if you recall, has become a hated word for people who don't care about anyone but themselves. This legislation was greeted on the part of some with bitter resistance as a wasteful, expensive, woke giveaway, primarily because it was President Obama who suggested it. Since the signing of the Affordable Care Act, it has helped cut the U.S. uninsured rate nearly in half, while significantly reducing ethnic disparities in both insurance coverage and access to care, particularly in states that expanded their Medicaid programs. Obamacare is referred to as the most important piece of legislation since Medicare and Medicaid, giving over 40 million Americans access to health care and expanded Medicaid to 40 states to cover over 21 million low-income adults under 65 and protected as many as 133 million people with pre-existing conditions from losing their health insurance. President Obama has continued to work to expand and improve Obamacare in spite of those, including Trump, who worked extremely hard to kill this much needed legislation. The only reason that anyone would attempt to kill such beneficial legislation is that they simply do not care for what benefits the needy. They only cater to the greedy. All of us are not filthy rich, nor are we connected to the few who claim piles of ready cash. Yet, many of the poor are rallying around Trump and his radical ideas that are literally killing our democracy. Go figure. This ludicrous support crosses all ethnic lines, proving that ignorance has no color. Many Black and brown citizens support the cutting of their own throats by agreeing with abolishing policies like Obamacare, the Voting Rights Act, and child nutrition, to name just a few. Equally as stupid, many poor whites supporting abolishing these same policies, obviously thinking that such ignorance makes them look like a real part of the majority. They are so ignorant that they refuse to acknowledge that the plastic majority wants nothing from them except their blind ignorance. When you really listen to the Trumpers and their most pitiful rhetoric, they are still trying to overthrow the Obama era, but it will never happen. Just another Mackian observation. Thanks for listening. Follow me on YouTube at Mack under the macroscope. Please subscribe and share, and if you wish, you can make a contribution of your choosing by using the QR code on the screen. You may also write to me at Mack, P.O. Box 403, Pineville, North Carolina, 28134. See you next time, and remember, under the macroscope, we take a closer look.